Hello CFU alumni, Simon Cornelius here, CFU's Debt Professor here. Today I have a message for you and also some homework. So get ready, make sure you're watching this video in a quiet place with a pen and paper and get your keyboards ready because I'm going to assign you a little bit of homework. I'll tell you this up front, I'm expecting you to put some information down below in the comment boxes right below this video because I'm sure it will either help you or help the other people around us in this community. Are you ready? Today we'll talk about habits and how that relates to money management, in fact money mastery. First, let's talk about habits that we have, subconscious habits that we do without even thinking. For example, you walk in the house and the first thing you do always is to take your shoes off. Because if you don't, then your spouse, like my wife, would be really upset with me if I walk through the house in my dirty shoes. She'll go crazy. So the first thing I always do is take my shoes off, and if I've been out, say, driving, I'll take the keys out of my pocket and put those away in the drawer as well. Or how about this? The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I put eye drops in my eyes, and then the very next thing I do, without thinking, is I go off to the bathroom. That's some examples of little things that we do, subconscious habits that we do without even thinking about it. So the trigger is something happens, an event happens, and you do this. Or it might be this event is about to happen, so you do this action before it even happens because you know this event's coming up. Does that make sense? Or how about another thing? You are, gosh, I'm trying to think of something here. Something that maybe you go into the office at work, you have a job, you go into the office, the first thing you do is you stop by the Starbucks on the way in. You always pick up your latte and you go into the office and you sit there and drink it. It's a habit for you, yes? So this is homework piece number 1 down below. What are 1 or 2 things, habits that you do always, maybe like 90-95% of the time, when this event's about to happen, you either do something before or this event happens and then you do this. We have all sorts of little subconscious habits that we do. Write them down below because I'd love to hear what you do and to give examples to other people. And Brad Freeman is a master about talking about habits because we're going to allow you or encourage you to find out what some of these habits are and then tack on to the end of a habit, an existing habit, to make it really easy for you, something that will help you get through your financial money management mastery. Does that make sense? Good. That's homework piece number 1 down below. So how does this tie in to becoming a financial master? Here's the tough thing. Remember in the book, you recognize this book here? On page 86, there is a 30-day daily spending tracking sheet that you probably pulled out, and some of you have filled it out. I know just some of you have. But for some people, let's be honest, it's a pain in the butt because you waited all month to fill this darn thing out, and now you have to go out and find the receipts. You have to add them all up. Receipts are missing. You don't know if you've got a receipt for this the other day. And now you're going, I got to make this stuff up. This is too much. And you just forget about it because it's too much effort. I'm here to say that's okay. Because some people like myself, I can do that because I'm a numbers guy. I love doing spreadsheets and doing my taxes and just playing with numbers. Other people, like my wife, she couldn't care less about that. It's such a pain in the bum. She wants to do anything but filling out these stupid spreadsheets. However, remember there's a quote by Jim Rohn, I believe it was Jim Rohn, and he talks about the pain of regret weighing pounds versus the pain of doing something, taking action, weighs ounces. So do you want the pain of discipline versus the pain of regret later on? So I'm going to give you a technique that I believe will help those of you. And again, this is not right or wrong if that's the personality you have. You don't all want to be like me, I guarantee it. If we had a world full of Simons, it wouldn't be a fun place to be. So here's the technique. Remember I asked you about a habit that you do without thinking. This event happens, you do this. Always. Well, think about this. When you go shopping, you go, let's say you go to Starbucks and you get your Frappuccino upside down with cherries and umbrellas things. The first thing you do is you say, may I have a receipt, please? Or they may ask you, would you like a receipt for that? And you would say, yes. But always get a receipt and then you put it into your wallet or into your purse. That's what you do when you pay, you get a receipt. You pay, you get a receipt. That's the first little habit. Now, how do we get those receipts onto this without having to wait the entire month and going through the purse or your wallet or the shoebox and finding all these receipts? Well, here's the technique for you. When you walk in the house after you've been out grocery shopping or getting gas or dry cleaning, what is the first thing you do when you walk in the house? The very first thing you do when you walk in the house. Let's suppose it's you take your shoes off and then you go put your keys in the drawer. Okay, if that's what you do, let's tie an action, an activity to the end of that habit because it's going to become subconscious for you. And here's how this works. In the drawer where you keep your keys, let's have a little spreadsheet which could look just like this because you print it off and you put it in the drawer. And then when you come in, you take your shoes off, you put your keys in the drawer, and then you take your wallet or your purse out and you take that 1 or 2 receipts that you have and you write them down on that spreadsheet. Can you do that? Now, let me ask you this. How long would that take? The action of taking the receipt out of your purse or out of your wallet and writing it down on that spreadsheet. You have the date, you went to Starbucks, you paid $3.15. How long would that take you? Write down below, is it 5 seconds, 20 seconds or what? Write that down below and that's your second piece of the homework. Give me some feedback, write down below, and hopefully this helps you because you don't want to be like me all the time. Okay? I know there's different types of people around here. So write that piece down below and we'll see you next time. Thanks, bye-bye.